Welcome back, everyone, to the DRUNKS podcast. I am your host, Sean, with my two absolutely fantastic co-hosts.
What's up, everybody? Who's ready to shift some gears in today's podcast? It's Hunter.
What up, you beautiful listeners? It is Aaron.
And just to say, thank you guys for all listening to this podcast. We love you all, and I hope you guys have a great time listening to it. I hope you guys just enjoy your day while listening to it. But first of all, if you are a first-time listener, like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on post notifications so then you know when every single one of our videos drops. And if you are a returning listener, still, like, comment. You should be already subscribed by now. If you're not, get on that. It's a little button down below. It's a red button. You click on that. You click subscribe. Please. And if you didn't hear Hunter's intro, this podcast is about cars, which is absolutely fantastic. And let's just get right into it. But first, our favorite topic, our favorite segment. Guess what it is?
Is it the
Best
Florida man?
sandwiches in... Oh, nope, okay, never mind.
I don't think we've ever done that one. Well,
Florida man!
It's Florida man. On this week, it's very interesting.
All right, let's hear it. I'm ready.
I don't know how these guys
I'm not ready.
potentially... Well, like, I kind of understand how they got arrested for it, but I don't know, like, how they did the act and somehow maybe survived.
Okay, go.
This Florida man and his friends, so 2 for the price of 1.
Love it. Love it already.
Kidnapped, captured, I guess, a alligator.
I'm sorry, a what?
An alligator.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like old school prehistoric.
A dinosaur.
Pretty much.
Got it. Okay,
And
sounds good.
they just tried to feed it alcohol and beer. So, yeah. They just snagged a alligator off, I don't know where in Florida, and they just downed it. Just like, here, drink some beer.
My one thing for these, like, if I were to ever meet these two dudes, my one question would be, so, hey, how was he? Was he a lightweight? Or could he hang with the boys?
That is interesting. I think the only one question I would probably ask them is how many and what type of beer?
It must have been like some like, I don't know, like Natty Light or Bush. Come on, we are talking about Florida. It's Natty
true.
Light or Bush.
And they were feeding a gator. Do you really think they were going to spend their good beer on it? No. They're going to give it like whatever little leftovers they had.
But this is Florida man we're talking about, though.
You know what? Honestly, we don't know. They could have been giving him Jack Daniels. We have no idea.
I can just picture them like walking down the road with a big old gator in one guy's arm, and they're just like, have another, cracking the, if it's a bottle or a can, like cracking it open and with the gator's teeth and just pouring it down, shotgunning one.
That you know what? That'd be my other question. Like, how did they give the gator alcohol? Did they put it like in a doggy bowl, or were they just pouring it down his mouth,
I have
or did they just
no
like
idea.
throw the can at him like a tennis ball and he just bit on it?
Probably.
I think it's option 3.
I think, yeah. I fully believe in option 3.
I feel-
When all else fails, believe in the third option.
Love
I
it.
would bet a house on option 3.
On
But
option 3.
but let's get into actually today's topics. It's about cars. And we're going to be probably, I think we're talking about the overrated and underrated cars. And also
In our opinion.
in our opinion. And also we're going to be talking about cars for you customizers out there. Easy, cheap cars that you can customize. And also just generally great cars to customize.
Yep.
So let's get into the overrated and underrated cars. On my list, of course, you guys can react to either after I say them all or after each one. Which one do you guys want to do?
We'll play it each. We'll go through each one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 1. This one's gonna hurt Aaron a little bit because he's a Chevy guy. Corvette.
Corvette. As soon as you said Chevy, I knew what it was. No, immediately knew what it was.
Sorry.
Midlife crisis mobile.
That honestly, bro, that is like one of the more generic like midlife crisis cars to buy.
Yeah, 100%. And
You know what I mean?
especially since they came out with the mid-engine part,
Yeah.
it's like really like
Yeah.
people want that
That
as
one-
their midlife crisis car.
The new one is definitely the mid-engine is definitely overrated for sure.
Oh, 100%.
Facts.
Number 2, of course, this is not in any particular order. I'm just saying it just how they came to my mind. Number 2 is Lamborghini and any other big name exotic cars. The reason why I said Lamborghini is because I just think when it comes to those type of exotic cars, it's Lamborghini that's always like the big flex car.
You know what? That's a good point. Like actually, yeah, you ever think about it? Like whenever people freak out, you usually recognize or see a Lambo more often than you see, let's say, a Ferrari.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, okay. Also, yeah, those cars are 100% overrated because there's no, in reality, like logical reason to own it. Like you're not gonna daily drive that car. At least not where we live. Not at all.
Mm-mm.
Florida, California, maybe. Not where we would live.
It's literally just to show off that you got money.
Or
Yeah,
you
I
rented it for the day.
I think they're just eye candy cars. To
Yep.
be honest,
That's a good way to
they're
put
just
it.
they're nice to look at, but would I really want to own one? No. You can't use its full horsepower potential, and
Nope.
you can't really drive it. Even people don't even drive those cars even when it's raining. So
Nope.
and up up here we get maybe 4 or 5 months that are like
If you're
beautiful.
lucky. If you're
Yeah.
lucky.
Um,
So yeah, no.
even to rent those cars, they cost like $1,000.
Yeah, no,
for
it's
the
really
day.
expensive.
Mm.
They're literally just eye candy. Best 2 words to use. Eye
And
candy.
even to rent it, you still gotta like fill up on gas like every 30 minutes.
That's another thing. They're not logically usable.
All right.
On to the next one.
Another one that I think is just eye candy that a lot of people love. I may get some hate from this, but it's the Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon.
It's just a flex.
I like the
Biggest
shoebox.
flex ever.
What'd you say, Aaron?
I like the shoebox.
You like the shoebox. I think I'm just gonna call that from now on. I'm just gonna call it the shoebox.
The shoebox. I love it.
Guys,
I like
look,
that name.
it's a shoebox.
Oh, yes.
That's a new, yeah. I like that.
I
But
like that a
yeah,
lot.
no, that is definitely another overrated car. I think that car is really overrated, honestly, just based off of the name. Like whenever you say G-Wagon, people automatically assume you make big bucks and it's like a really, really dope car. I'm like, no. Like there's, again, no real reason for a G-Wagon. Let alone at its price range.
Yeah.
I mean, there has been. I mean, that car is actually generally very good off road for what it's made to do. It's very
Okay.
good off road. Like it compared to the Range Rover, it's very good.
Yeah, definitely. Okay,
So
if we had to choose
so
between a G-Wagon and a Range Rover, which one would you pick? Real quick, go.
for off road
Yeah,
purposes,
yeah. Sure, yeah, we'll
Range
go with that.
Rover, Range Rover.
I'd probably pick to use or to have. I'd probably pick a G-Wagon over a Range Rover.
Oh gosh.
You got to pick one of the two, brother.
The Toyota Land Cruiser.
Like, nope, sorry, just kidding.
You know what?
I don't like
Eliminated.
either one. I'm
Not
going old
having it.
school.
You know what? I'll take
No,
it. I
I
accept
would
that
probably
answer.
take a Range Rover.
All right.
I
I'll
just-
stick out like the sore thumb.
I just feel like the G-Wagon is way too boxy. It's way too showy.
It's a shoebox.
Yeah, I kind of like some designs of Range Rover. Some of them are like kind of look like they're smushed, which I don't like.
Smushed.
But the G-Wagon is too boxy, and I don't like generally boxy cars.
Yeah, definitely
All
overrated.
right, number 4. This is just personal. Any new BMW. I'm gonna get a lot of hate from that.
Well, you even the 2020, 2021 models, the front grille,
I
they're
don't like
window shutters. They're window shutters.
They're
I
window
don't like
shutters.
that. I genuinely do not like that they're shutters. I like the I like the older grills, kind of like the mesh or whatever how they describe it. But I like that. I just don't find them as like overall the car. I don't find it as a like top tier or any great of a saloon car because that's pretty much what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a saloon car. And I don't like it. I feel like they're overrated. A lot of people say that they're absolutely great cars, and it's just personal.
Now, I will agree that the BMWs are for sure overrated just because of like, they just are. They just are overrated. Like the BMW brand is a pretty overrated vehicle. But in my opinion, I do enjoy them. Like the M series do go hard.
Very. And you know, I like the BMW name is very overrated.
Yeah,
But if you really look at the cars, they are actually a perfect balance of performance and luxury. And I feel that BMW is actually with the new versions of the cars, they're more moving towards more luxury than performance, which is, in my opinion, not good.
Like I couldn't agree with you anymore. That literally, like, if you wanted a car that was like a good balance, like you said, between performance and luxury, like if you had a Chevy Camaro that has good performance, but you can't really fit 4 people in that comfortably.
Mm-mm.
You get a BMW though, it has amazing performance, good stuff under the hood, and you can fit 4 people comfortably.
And you could tune it. You could tune it.
Yeah.
And
You can do
upgrade it.
stuff to it
Mm-hmm.
and make it better. So I will agree 100%. They are overrated, and it's definitely, I think, just because of the name. Like BMW is just like a generally overrated car, if you think about it. But I agree with what they're doing at BMW. Their performance speaks for itself, and you can fit 4 people without a problem. Last one. What
No,
is it?
Well, first I was gonna say one thing. Tuning.
Oh yeah, okay. Yep.
Because race car.
Because
All right,
race car.
So let's just jump right into the
Yeah.
last one. Any new Supra, like the brand new Supras, because it's just a BMW.
It's a BMW.
So we're just throwing
We're
it pretty much back
gonna
into
keep
the other
going.
one.
We're gonna
It's a-
keep going with the BMW.
It's a BMW with a Toyota badge, and I don't like it. So, ta-da, it's overrated. People think, yes, because it has the Supra name. The original Supras were great, but
Yeah.
you just like throwing a BMW engine in a new design body doesn't really make it a Supra. It makes it a BMW M4, M3, M whatever, or
Yep.
Z4, or any of those, with a Toyota badge. And I don't like that personally. And I feel like everyone is overhyped about it just because the super name. But that's my opinion. Of course, I'm probably going to get a lot of hate from that, but okay.
Yeah, maybe. I agree with you though that like not a big fan of the fact that Toyota couldn't make their own Supra like before, but that's its own reasoning. But I honestly, like you said, I think I just like the Supra just because of the name. Not even can't stress that enough. The whole fact that it's a BMW is obviously saddening for Supra fans. But I mean, it still has the name, so I mean that's kind of cool. You could say I own a Supra, but you own a BMW M series in reality, so that's kind of cool.
I agree with both of you, and I just wish they would have kept a little of the heritage of the Supra and brought it to this one. And I don't think they did. They didn't at all. I don't believe they did, because I don't get what it was so hard for Toyota to make an engine for this car. The 2JZ is what made the Supra, because it
Yep.
was very customizable, created great, absolutely crazy amount of horsepower, and they didn't. And also, the one thing I really liked the Supra was a spoiler.
Yep.
Yeah.
The old Supras definitely had a beautiful body.
Yeah.
Very true.
The new one's okay, but just not. It's not doing it.
It's too sharp.
It's not
There's
doing
no It's too sharp. Too many angles.
it. Too many angles.
All I gotta say, I did sit in one. It not the most comfortable car in the world to sit in.
Of course.
Just to say,
Facts.
but again, they're trying to make it a race car, but using the wrong engine. Use your own, not someone else's. They're not even like owned by BMW.
No.
Yeah.
They're just like, hey, let's give you a bone.
And let me take your engine.
We're gonna give you the Supra name. We're gonna need the engine.
Engine though. I'm gonna need the engine though.
So what are we gonna do here?
Right, like why?
You're gonna provide the engines. We're just gonna like reap off your work.
Yeah, pretty much, essentially.
Yeah.
We'll build the body, but we're not gonna make it OG.
Nope.
We're not gonna make it
that's
OG.
Yeah, that's a fact.
It's just,
All right, let's get into the underrated cars. Again, this is my opinion, but I feel like maybe a decent amount of people will agree with me on this one. Number 1, the Chevy Nova.
That's all I gotta say.
What'd you say?
Facts.
He said facts, and that was it.
That's all I got.
That is true, because if you ever think about like the old Chevys, like no one ever really talks about that car.
So during that time period, it was 3 muscle cars. 3 main ones. It was the Ford Mustang, the Chevy Camaro, and then at that time, Right Hunter, the Dodge Charger instead of the Challenger. right?
Uh,
Or am I wrong? Or
excuse me.
it should be
Excuse me. So,
Challenger.
Novas, depending on the Challenger came in the 70s. The first model Challenger was 1970. So
Okay.
anything after 70, we're good with the Challenger.
Okay. And then Chevy did, and this is pretty wild for me to say this because I'm not a big fan of Chevy, but I just enjoy this car. They made a great kind of smaller muscle car that was something that no one else really cared about, but it was cheaper than a Camaro. And they're like, hey, we came out with the Chevy Nova, and it was like an actually cool car. Like seeing them nowadays, I was just like, holy crap, how did no one think, like how did no one like really catch on with this? Because it's such a cool car.
Yeah, no, that's facts.
Thank you.
It definitely was a car that went like under the radar because it was definitely overshadowed by the Camaro.
Oh, 100%.
So that's kind of the one thing that like kind of killed the Nova was
It
that.
was the Camaro, the Firebird, and I think
Like
the
everything
Cutlass.
else that came out just completely drew attention away from the Nova.
Yeah,
Like honestly, if you look at a Nova, they look good. It's a very good looking car.
very.
And it looks muscular. It looks like a muscle car.
Mm-hmm. It's just a little bit smaller.
Yeah, it just kind of went under the radar because everything else that came out along with it just stole the spotlight.
Yeah.
It was more. Don't quote me on this. I want to say this is correct, but it was more of a economy car. It wasn't meant to be a muscle car. It was meant to, it was, I would say, cheaply made, but it was a lower model vehicle for Chevy to sell
Yeah.
and the Camaro.
Well, yeah. I think a better way to put it would be like it was a cheaper alternative to the traditional like Chevy Camaro muscle car.
Cheap man's Camaro.
It's
Boom.
like the
Nice way to put it.
It's like the Ford. Oh gosh, what's the car from Starsky and Hutch?
Torino.
It's like the Ford Torino. It was made as the economy car, but it still had the body style and the stance of a muscle car.
Correct.
Yep.
All right, number 2 on the most underrated cars, the Mazda Miata. No, I am not talking about the Mazda MX-5 or any of the new ones. I'm talking straight Mazda Miata because that body style, the rounded body style is beautiful. Plus the pop-up headlights, so the car can just say hello to you. I love.
The old happy boys all day, man.
It's the smiley face for me.
The smile grill.
It's this.
I miss that. I love that car. I eventually kind of want one.
Yeah, no, it's honestly just the smiley face for me. It's the fact that car completely has an actual noticeable face.
Which is
that I love.
Fantastic.
All right. The memes.
The memes.
The memes of it. It's great. Number 3, I'm going to get a lot of hate from this, but this car genuinely brings joy when I see it. Like, brings joy to my entire body. Because I just like this car. A lot of people didn't like it. That's why it's discontinued, but I genuinely like it. It's the Dodge Magnum. Now, if you don't know what a Dodge Magnum is, it's pretty much like a Charger. It's pretty much like a Charger, but it's a station wagon.
It's a station wagon.
But
yeah, from the back doors and to the rear end, it's a station wagon. From the front to the front end, or I'm sorry, from the driver's side doors and the passenger door to the front end, it's Charger.
It's a Charger. Yep.
Which
it's
is
just
fantastic.
A Charger station wagon. That's all it is.
Which I eventually want to see someone put like a Hellcat or a Demon engine in that.
That car could handle it.
Oh, hell yeah.
I believe in it.
Again, they put a Hellcat engine in a Dodge Durango. just to say.
Yeah, no, that's valid.
I think the Magnum can handle it.
I think the Magnum can handle it.
All right, number 4 on the list is the Fisker sports car. Now, I don't know exactly the name, but I've seen it several times. They have a 2-door and a 4-door version. Now, this is kind of like this was before the whole entire electric car craze. It's a solar-powered car that is run by electric, but you can just drive while your car is pretty much powering itself through the sun, which is really cool. Like, the 2-door versions looked awesome, and plus the grill looked like a gigantic mustache, which was really cool to see.
I love it I love how one of our motivations for it is the face of the vehicles. The Miata had a smiley face. The Fisker has and the Fisker, like, to clarify for you guys listening, is called the Fisker Karma. And the Fisker has a mustache. Like, we're going based off of the faces.
Yeah.
I love it.
The grill really looks like it's a French mustache.
It's a very nicely trimmed stash. Like, this car took care of itself in the shop. All right.
I just love it. Plus, it's in a Childish Gambino song, which is pretty cool.
Shout out to Childish Gambino if you ever end up listening to our podcast. Love your music. Real quick. Okay,
Donald
on to
Glover,
the next car.
love you.
On to the next.
All right. Since a lot of people love JDM cars and stuff like that, I'm giving you a nice, easy alternative. Any hatchback, like the Ford Focus SRT. I know Subaru has one.
Yep.
A bunch of companies have them.
Yep.
I didn't like hatchbacks at the beginning. Like, when I first saw them, like, when I was growing up, I didn't like hatchbacks. And then I started seeing them more. I was just like, ooh, that actually does look cool. Like, even the new Volkswagen Beetles, like, they have instead of, like, the all-rounded, they have, like, a really cool hood that's a little bit elongated. And it just looks clean. It looks like something that you could definitely beat a car off the line easy with, that you don't expect anything. It's pretty much like the modern day sleeper, which is fantastic, and I just enjoy them now.
Yeah, no, I could agree with that. Because if you think about it, people used to always make fun of hatchbacks just because of the way they looked.
Yeah, they just look.
But then you realize that those cars kind of go hard. Like, Honda's hatchbacks are kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Ford. What was it? Ford Focus RS, right?
Ford Focus RS, and then
that's a hatchback, but that car is insane.
I'm pretty sure they have a SRT, I think, but I don't know.
I don't think so.
SRT is
Which one's SRT?
Subaru.
Oh, okay. Well, I know.
Doesn't
Subaru have a hatchback? Yeah, Subaru has a hatchback.
Yes, it does.
I think it was.
Yes,
it was shown in one of the Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah, it was a blue one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
it was a blue car.
Brian was driving it.
Yeah, no, yeah, hatchbacks are big hype.
Big fan of those. All right. Of course, you can disagree with me in the comments. You can.
Yeah, feel free.
Either that or put your own in. Of course, a lot of people, if you don't like me, just put Mustang down there, and I'll just be like, meh.
Meh.
But, alright.
I love that. I love that so much.
Let's get into the next topic, and I think Aaron's going to take over for this one.
I would love to.
Aaron.
All right. You guys ready for this? This is my first time, so cut me some slack. But next topic will be cars that, like, across the board, you can see, get that car and be like, okay, I can do a lot of customization to this car. Like, real quick, little, like, let's just put it into perspective. Like, if you got a Lamborghini, you're not really gonna do a lot of, like, cosmetic customizations to that. just because those cars have a very nice heritage and tradition to their body style. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Well, let's say you get like a Mazda Miata, for example. People customize those a lot. Like you can do a lot to that car. Or like a Mazda RX-7.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like those are cars, like when you look at them, they look like compared to their standard versions, the customized ones look way cooler. Or
The
like
body kits.
yeah, the body kits, like everything. Like let's say you just like put like some like an extended wide body kit, and that's about it. Like a wide body kit RX-7 compared to a regular one is going to look dramatically different. So like cars that are mildly easily customizable.
So cars, you could put a wide body kit, front uh, s-
Front,
splinter
yeah,
or
front
splitter on,
splitter, diffuser in the back,
user
all that stuff.
wing.
So you can do that to like an Evo.
I
Like a
was
stock Evo to a fully customized Evo are two totally different things.
I was literally about to say like the wide body kit. That's literally Aaron's favorite thing.
Yeah,
on
I love
cars.
wide body kits. Yep, not even gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit
The
here and
bun-
lie to our listeners, okay? I love wide body kits.
The bunny kits.
Yes, big fan of those.
Uh,
But like other cars, like honestly, if you think about them, whenever you think about like, ooh, a car I want to customize, you usually hear JDM cars. So for example, the Evo, the Subaru WRX, the BRZ you can customize pretty well. The RX-7, they're all 9 times out of 10 JDM cars. But one good not JDM car to customize would definitely be the Ford Focus hatchback. That if okay, honestly, I don't know if you guys feel free, anyone listening, if you don't agree with me, that's okay. But like a customized Ford Focus hatchback looks so cool and is like easily doable. There's like subtle things that you can do to it that just make it look that much cooler, in my opinion.
interesting.
Yeah. No, like honestly, like you could put like some things that you could put on a customized Ford Focus would be like a different suspension kit, aftermarket tires, a wide body kit. Always
Classic.
Yeah,
like
I
a
don't.
wide kit.
I wouldn't put
I
a
don't
wide
think that
body
would
kit
actually-
No,
on
no,
a Ford
no.
Focus.
Wide body kit on a Ford Focus would look really weird. It's a very small car.
Like, I would say like
Maybe
probably some of the like the Nissan 3 Hundo Z or any of
Yeah, the Z. Yes, Nissan Zs are also amazing cars to customize. Thank you. I can't even believe I forgot about
those.
that.
And speaking of like that new Nissan
The new one.
400Z,
Oh,
already has a wide body kit pretty much on it. So
yep.
how
Love it.
about those Nissan Fairladies?
Yes.
Is that what they're
The
called?
Fair Lady Z, that's what it's called, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Those are
Those
also
look good
really,
with
really dope.
those look good with body kits.
Yes. Amazing cars.
because I feel like
To
everyone
customize.
thinks for like wide body kits, they like mainly think of JDM cars and then Porsche.
Yep. Yeah. Oh yeah, Porsche, yeah. That's true.
Porsche naturally has thick thighs, so
Very true.
So
I love how we mentioned that.
It's got nice hips.
It's got
Yeah.
some solid hips.
naturally too. So
Natural.
adding more to that just makes it big.
There ain't no plastic surgery. That car ain't going underneath the knife.
I love it. On the car. That's such a good way.
Sorry,
to
not the knife,
mention
screwdriver.
that. Sorry, yeah, it's not going under the power drill, okay? Oh, that is good. But yeah, also like those cars are like easy to customize. Like it's not too difficult to do compared to like other vehicles. Like higher end vehicles are kind of more difficult to customize, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Just because of the way they're built. Like some cars are built like the Mitsubishi Lancer is built to be easily customizable. Like sure you have to do it, but you won't really run into too many like legit objects that will get in your way of like doing certain things. Like you have some solid space to work with most of these cars.
What would be like a very cheap option that you can do?
A cheap option.
Like a
Okay,
cheap
these are all going to
option
be
to
like
a car.
older versions.
Yeah. But of course,
So
you can upgrade the engine,
yeah, of course. Oh my god,
transmission
yeah,
to
you
pretty
can
much
do a
relive
bunch
the
of stuff.
car,
Yeah,
give
yeah.
the car like a brand new life. But what would be a cheap option
Old,
that you could do?
a good cheap option, like a good starter car for you to like if you wanted to work on it. This is gonna be completely different from everything I said. Would be the Acura TLX, I believe, is the name of it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
that car. They're not that expensive. Like if you find like an older one, like a used one, and you can do a lot to that car to make it look nice. And they have some solid kits for them too. So shout out to anybody who has an Acura like that. Those cars are nice. Big fan of you. I love the way that you do. I love the stuff that you do to them.
I think one of my cousins used to have an Acura. I don't know exactly which one.
Yeah.
Or what the name of the car was, but yeah. I could have sworn I seen a list where there was like Toyotas or something. I just don't know them all.
Toyota Celica, also an older car that's not that expensive if you know where to find it.
I've never seen any
that
of those
car
tricked
looks
out.
sweet. Honestly, I've never seen a Toyota Celica driven.
They're
I've
so
seen
hard
them all
to
the time.
find.
I've seen them
Really?
all the time.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Nope.
No.
Like during the summer, I used to see them all the time on the highway.
That is also a good, not that expensive car to get. Also, like old Hyundai, I believe is the one. Hyundai. Thank you. Sorry. That one. I'm going to say it again. Whatever.
Hyundai.
Old
It's
Hyundai.
It's like saying Honda, but instead of the it's I.
Okay. Point being, old. I can't do it. Every time I try, old Hyundai.
There we
old
go.
Hyundai are good cars that aren't that expensive that you can also customize easily. I don't know. I'm honestly
Like
just giving you guys information on old cars if
Genesis?
you want to buy. Yeah, like the old ones though.
Oh, okay.
Definitely good cars to easily customize. Also, old Lancers, obviously. The only reason these cars are like considered easy to customize is because, like I said, they're not like their bodies aren't that complicated to work with compared
What
to like
about
other
like
higher end cars.
Engine wise, like what's it?
That all depends on what and
What
like how
car you're
big your
dealing
engine
with?
bay is. Yeah, like how big the actual space is in it.
Okay.
Like I know this one dude that had a Toyota Corolla and he LS swapped it and he could do it because it fit. It genuinely fit in the car.
Big fan of LS
This
swaps.
thing was insane. Let me just put that out there.
Big
You know what it is to have a regular Corolla having that under the hood?
Big
It's
sleeper.
ridiculous. Big sleeper. That's what it was. It looked normal. It looked standard. But
like,
that thing pulled.
That's so funny.
We didn't really grow up in this era, but I've listened to like talking with my uncles and everything where like sleepers were big. And one of my uncles was talking about an old sleeper that was a Buick Roadmaster. If you don't know what that is, it's a station wagon with wood paneling. But like they used to drop all kinds of different engines into those things and people wouldn't expect them. I feel like a lot of these tuned up cars can be easy sleepers, which is really cool to see that thing's coming back.
That's a fact. It's always fun if you can own a sleeper. Like you have a regular car, but under the hood you're ready to like just catch hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always dreamed about getting a old Chevy Caprice, I think they're called.
Yeah.
And really taking one of those and really dropping the biggest engine I could into it and just putting some thicker, not too much thick, but thicker tires on the back and just driving off. Just
I
leave it
want
the way it is.
I kind of want to do that to a Buick Roadmaster just from like thoughts, and then actually extend the fender flares out and drop a massive engine in it, and remove the back seat because race car, and
Because
just
race
like
car.
strip the car down because race car, and just pull up to lights and just try to race people. Because I feel like I would have a good time. I think that's actually a pretty good time to stop. Aaron, I know you have a challenge for our community, everyone who listens.
Yep. So if you guys have made it to the end of this podcast, I have a challenge for you. In the comments section, comment vroom vroom, like the old Mazda slogan. VROOM. Comment that twice.
Gotta love it. All right. Any last words besides the challenge?
Um, just please like, subscribe, and comment. Uh, comment down what your favorite vehicle is, or if you have one, or what you guys thought of the list. And please, 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 do not drink and drive.
Aaron?
Thank you guys for listening. You know the challenge, and I hope you enjoyed this one, ladies and gentlemen.
And lastly, thank you all for listening to the Drunks podcast. I hope you enjoyed this Cars one. Don't know what we're going to be doing next week, but of course, we'll find something. And once again, like, comment, subscribe. If you're new, do all of that. And turn on post notifications. Again, this ain't going to be the only thing on this channel. We're going to be planning on doing all kinds of different stuff, including a game called Among Us. We want to play more of that. But thank you guys for listening, and I hope you have a great one.